Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a legal giant who served as a Supreme Court justice for 27 years. Her impact on American law and society is immeasurable, and her legacy continues to inspire people around the world. In this video, we'll take a closer look at Ginsburg's life and career, and explore why she remains such an important figure today. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1933. Her parents were Jewish immigrants, and her mother passed away when Ginsburg was just 17 years old. Despite these challenges, Ginsburg was an excellent student and went on to attend Cornell University, where she met her future husband, Martin Ginsburg. After graduating from Cornell, Ginsburg enrolled at Harvard Law School, where she was one of only 9 women in a class of more than 500 students. Despite facing discrimination and hostility from her male classmates and professors, Ginsburg persevered and graduated at the top of her class. After law school, Ginsburg faced even more discrimination as a young female lawyer. She struggled to find a job in the male-dominated legal profession, and was repeatedly turned down by law firms who were only interested in hiring men. Despite these setbacks, Ginsburg eventually found work as a law clerk and began to build her career as a legal scholar and advocate. In 1993, Ginsburg was nominated to the Supreme Court by President Bill Clinton. She was confirmed by the Senate in a 96-3 vote, and became the second woman ever to serve on the nation's highest court. As a Supreme Court justice, Ginsburg became known for her fierce intellect, her commitment to justice and equality, and her unwavering dedication to the rule of law. She authored many landmark opinions, including ones that advanced women's rights and voting rights. Ginsburg was also a devoted wife and mother, and she often credited her husband Martin for his support and encouragement throughout her career. Together, they raised 2 children and built a loving and enduring partnership that lasted until Martin's death in 2010. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's impact on American law and society is difficult to overstate. During her time on the Supreme Court, she authored many important opinions that advanced the cause of equality and justice. For example, in the landmark case of United States v. Virginia, Ginsburg wrote the majority opinion holding that Virginia Military Institute's male-only admission policy violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. This decision opened up the previously all-male institution to women, and set an important precedent for gender equality in education. Ginsburg was also a tireless advocate for women's rights throughout her career. Before she became a judge, she co-founded the Women's Rights Project at the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, where she worked to challenge gender discrimination in the law. Her work on cases like Reed v. Reed, which struck down a state law that gave preference to men over women in administering estates, helped to establish the principle of gender equality under the law. Ginsburg's impact on American culture was also significant. She became a pop culture icon in her later years, with her distinctive collars and her nickname the Notorious RBG inspiring countless memes and tributes. Ginsburg also became a role model and inspiration for young people, particularly young women, who saw in her an example of someone who had overcome discrimination and adversity to achieve great things. Ginsburg's legacy continues to be felt today. Her death in 2020 sparked an outpouring of grief and tributes from around the world, and her replacement on the Supreme Court has already had significant implications for issues like reproductive rights and voting rights. But Ginsburg's impact goes far beyond any one court or any one issue. Her life and career serve as a reminder of the power of perseverance, dedication, and a commitment to justice, and her legacy will continue to inspire and guide us for years to come. In addition to her legal work, Ginsburg was also known for her personal warmth and kindness, as well as her close friendships with colleagues on the Supreme Court who held differing views. One of her closest friends on the court was Justice Antonin Scalia, with whom she often disagreed sharply on legal issues. Despite their differences, however, the two shared a deep respect and affection for each other, and their friendship has been held up as a model of civility and collegiality. Ginsburg also had a deep appreciation for the arts, and was known to be an avid opera fan. In fact, she appeared in several operas herself, including a cameo in a production of Donizetti's Daughter of the Regiment in 2016. Finally, it's worth noting that Ginsburg's legacy extends far beyond her legal career and her impact on American law and society. She was a trailblazer and a role model for women and girls around the world, and her example has inspired countless individuals to pursue their own dreams and fight for justice and equality. In this sense, her legacy is not just a legal one, but a moral and cultural one as well. While significant progress has been made towards gender equality in recent decades, there are still many challenges that women face in the fight for equal rights and opportunities. Here are some of the most pressing issues. Pay inequality. Women still earn less than men for doing the same job, with the pay gap varying depending on factors such as race and ethnicity. This can have a significant impact on women's financial security and their ability to support themselves and their families. Gender-based violence. Women are disproportionately affected by domestic violence, sexual assault, and other forms of gender-based violence. This can have serious physical and emotional consequences, and can also limit women's ability to participate fully in society. Lack of representation. Women are underrepresented in many areas of public life, including politics, business, and the media. This can limit their ability to shape policy and influence public opinion, and can also perpetuate gender stereotypes and biases. Lack of access to healthcare. Women often face barriers to accessing healthcare, including reproductive healthcare, due to factors such as cost, lack of insurance coverage, and stigma. Discrimination and bias. Women still face discrimination and bias in many areas of life, including employment, education, and healthcare. These biases can limit women's opportunities and make it harder for them to succeed. These are just a few of the many challenges that women continue to face in the fight for gender equality. However, by continuing to raise awareness of these issues, advocating for change, and supporting women's leadership and empowerment, we can work towards a more just and equitable society for all. One notable aspect of Ruth Bader Ginsburg's life and career was her lifelong commitment to fighting for gender equality. As a young lawyer, she co-founded the Women's Rights Project at the American Civil Liberties Union, where she worked to challenge laws and policies that discriminated against women. Another important lesson from Ginsburg's approach to friendship is the value of finding common ground. Despite their differences on many issues, Ginsburg and Scalia shared a love of opera and a passion for the law, and these shared interests helped to form the basis of their friendship. By focusing on what they had in common, rather than what divided them, they were able to build a relationship that was both enjoyable and enriching. This approach to friendship can be valuable in many areas of life, not just in politics and the law. By seeking out common ground with others, we can build stronger and more meaningful relationships, even with those who may see the world differently than we do. In summary, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's approach to friendship teaches us the importance of mutual respect, civility, and finding common ground. By following her example, we can build stronger and more meaningful connections with others, and create a more civil and inclusive society. Today, Ginsburg's legacy lives on through her many achievements and the countless people she inspired. Her commitment to justice, equality, and the rule of law will continue to guide and inspire generations to come. Thank you for watching, and may the memory of Ruth Bader Ginsburg continue to inspire us all.